Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I am Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, here to help guide you on your burning adventures, and I'm joined with hubby,
Okay.
reading the questions and just overall having fun. I hope everybody's doing good. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Eve. Hi, Grace. Hi, Blossom. I hope everybody can hear. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so let's do a quick couple of announcements, just real quick, before we get started on our owl, working on those feathers. I want to do a special thank you to everyone who has thus far donated to the GoFundMe. Hi, Andrew. And they're all on the screen. I want a special hugs to Tony and Marty. They were the top donors at $50 a piece. Your generosity floors me, and I appreciate it so much, and I know Lisa does too. If you haven't heard of Marty, he has a wonderful channel called Owings Art. He does art supply reviews. I have him linked down in the description, and please go share some love with him. If Tony has any kind of social media he'd like to share in the comments, I would love to put those in the description as well. Let's see here. So we got that out of the way. Everybody that I've got up on the screen are those who donated. I do want to say, though I'm not going to add anybody else to the giveaway list, that if you want to do a $5 or more super chat, all of the super chat will go towards the donation. We are at $225, so we only have $25 more to go. So click those super chats, and that will go towards the funds. And again, all the links are down in the description. And we're going to get started. I will do the giveaway about an hour in. So let's get started. Hi, Rebel. Rebel says he got his first wood burner for Christmas. That is so awesome. I will be starting with the spear shader for the Optima. And I'm set on 3, and we'll see where we go. Is it too bright for everybody? If so, I will try to darken it a little bit. Let's back it out just a tad. See how that looks. And I'm using a scrap piece of paper to test my tips. And I think that's good to go. I also have my reference photo, which I forgot to pop up for you guys. There we go. Hi, Philip. Let's see here. Oh, I need my black and white for me, so I know where I'm going. So I have the same reference next to me that you have on the screen. And I think we're going to head down. You know what? Let's get the top in so we can see how everything's going to be going along.
Philip Ayabaki. I always mess up your name, Philip. Ayako Ayabaki is here. He says good morning.
Good morning, Philip. All right. So if I need to make the reference photo a little bit bigger, let me know. And right now I'm going to put some of my darker feathers in, but I'm not going to go the full darkness because I need to be able to adjust. So we'll just get our darks in. That way we can work around them.
Shelby Burns is here.
Hi, Shelby. And you have lunch today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So I'm trying to go with the direction of the feathers. Let's see, we got a big one up top. That can throw your piece off if you kind of go in the wrong direction. If I put his feathers this way, it's going to look like his... If I put my burn strokes going in the opposite direction, it kind of look like he has a mohawk. So we want to stick with the direction of the fur and not use our highest setting or even a darker setting. I wouldn't go any darker than a 5 or 6 on this. This is the Fluid 100 cotton watercolor paper, and it's 140 pounds, and I have it taped down to a chipboard from a picture frame, just so it doesn't curl as bad. Because it is paper, it will curl the more heat is applied to it. So these feathers go this way, these go back, and these go towards the other ear horn. I guess those are horns, aren't they?
Kind of.
It's not like they've got ears like us.
No.
So
we have someone new in chat called Kovacs Adri, but I don't understand what they're saying. So
I believe they've been, let me look at chat so I can see the name. No. I was going to say I thought that was Turkish because I've been having somebody from Turkey comment, but...
And Jamie and also Sheila Edwards are here.
Hi Jamie, hi Sheila. There we go. Get back to here. Well, welcome to all our new members. We've had some influx in subscribers, and that's awesome. Thank you. You're always welcome. Oh, and didn't you have something to ask, chat?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but before that, Hugel Designs just donated.
Oh, thank you, Gareth.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
That goes to the GoFundMe. I will throw that in the pot. So right now I'm just trying to kind of follow. This is not going to be exact, but unless our horned owl George is sitting next to the burning, I don't think anybody would notice. I just want things kind of in the right spot as much as I can, and contrast really is, in my opinion, the biggest help to getting as close to realism as you can, along with not outlining. The contrast can make or break a piece. And I know it's hard to turn that burner up and make things darker, but it's okay. Even I have that problem sometimes.
Well, I think that's a tendency as a human tendency. You don't want to go too heavy because, going too heavy means that if you make a mistake, then it's going to be harder to deal with. Especially true in burning, eh?
Especially in watercolor paper.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Somebody just came in. Ray Telford.
Hey, Ray. The one time you're eating, Ray comes back.
Right? And Hugel Design says, I can't stay, but catching up. Oh, busy with work, catching up from, apparently they had a week of flu.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Gareth. I do hope you feel better.
Jamie wants to know if you're going to be at Sheldene's next live.
I don't know if I will be in today because it's happening so quickly after this one, and I kind of need a break. In fact, I wanted to announce to my subscribers that tomorrow I'm doing a collaboration with Sheldene, Sheldene Fine Arts. I've got her link down in the description as well. She received her Optima burner back in November and has not used it yet because I'm going to teach her live how to use our wood burner. And that's tomorrow for the U.S., 4 p.m. Arizona time, which is also Mountain Standard Time right now. So hubby and I will be in with Sheldene tomorrow. And we are going to be doing a flower on Arches hot press watercolor paper. These are really small, so I am lifting my pen, and though I haven't adjusted my heat because I'm allowing the pen to build the heat back up. I went blank on the word that I wanted. Recovery?
Mm-hmm.
That's the word I wanted. Where I let it recover, the burn is darker. And where I keep going, that's because more of the heat is soaking into the paper and pulling that heat from the pen, making it lighter. So that's another way to control your burn. If you want it lighter, but you don't want to adjust, which this is harder on the brass tip craft burners because those carry heat differently. With your wire tips, if you want it hotter without adjusting, just lift the pen for a second and it will recover its heat. Alright, so we got some pattern in there.
A good analogy for the painters is that's almost like putting your brush back in the paint in the palette, right? Like lifting your tip.
Yes.
It's giving you more capability to.
That's a good one. Yes.
To create. So, but like a brush, you only paint for so long, and then you got to reload your brush.
Yes. That's actually a really good one. Thank you, love.
Grandpa Podge.
Hey, Podge.
Says that sounds like a good live to watch tomorrow. And Grace says best teacher. I think she's referring to me, of course.
Of course. You better be careful. She'll take your flame.
I think I already lost all that for. Which we have to come up with a name.
There you go.
Toasties. We have Bernadette.
Well, they don't know why. Did you bring
Toastette? No, I didn't.
Oh.
Well, I have the picture.
Yeah, did you bring the picture?
I have the picture with me. We don't have the actual thing yet, though. The new member of the team.
Now I'm erasing my pencil lines because I don't want to burn them into the paper. It's kind of like watercolors when you paint over the pencil. And it stays.
So I have that there when you're...
Oh, okay. So
we have to figure out what to name this. And last week it was... there were some votes for Toastette, Bernadette, what was it? Marcia, Toastette.
Yeah. Bernadette, Marcia, and Toastette.
And I have the googly eyes, and I just have to make it, so... Anyway.
Yeah, but you have to explain who she is, since you came up with her.
She's your intern.
She's my intern? Mm-hmm. That's what we're calling her now?
She's going to help you, air quotes.
What is she going to help me with?
Pyrography, of course.
Now, everybody who's new just went, huh? This started last week during the live.
Rebel Man says, I'm on my phone watching. It hasn't started. Try refreshing.
Oh, please no more problems. Please no more problems.
Well, I'm watching you live right now. We're on about a 30-second delay, but that's normal.
I wish I could fix that. Let's get these in, and then I can start darkening areas. Because not everything is white. In fact, for this owl, for George, he actually has very little white. And it may be hard to see on this reference photo, which is why I have
Grace says
this reference photo. What's Grace say?
No, you don't. I'm confused. Grace says you just have to make her. No, you don't. Rifle Man says, LOL, there she is. I wonder if when you refreshed it, Bernadette was on the screen.
I guess so. Oh boy. That's definitely...
Grace says, Eve, why?
What did you do?
I think that they're leaning towards Bernadette.
Bernadette?
Mm-hmm. Oh, a legitimate question, though. Hugel Designs asks, can you use the soft wood stain varnish over the top when finished to enhance the detail?
You can. You can add all kinds of color to the top after you're done burning.
And Angel Stewart says, I have missed weeks, but sounds like volumes of info.
Hi, Angel.
And Grace says, we have new people. Don't scare them, Jason. Andrea says, Bernadette. Yes. Sounds like Bernadette is winning. So.
And where you're going to make t-shirts out of your drawing.
Yep. Rebel Man says hi. Well, he already said hi. Oh, he probably couldn't see you before.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get some landmarks down. So as I burn, I can have a better idea of where I want to go.
Grace says, yes, Jason didn't see it. You have a second chance, Eve. Oh, what did I miss? Let me go back.
Oh boy, what are they doing?
Oh. Nothing. Eve wrote a comment. So, which I have seen. So, no worries.
So I need to bring it in a little closer to the eye. There we go.
Kathy Whitney asks, are you going to color his eyes green when you finish burning?
Yellow.
Yellow.
And I'm going to do yellow eyes. Okay, this is my plan. Now, even 12 years later, I still get nervous adding color. And so I have to keep telling myself he's a study. And that way, if he doesn't turn out the way I want, it's okay.
That's like a lot of the things that you do start out as studies.
It's a little mind game. If it's a study and I mess up, well, I learned some things, so it's really not a mess up, but not something I'm...
Those studies that take 20 hours.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes. My studies take like, even the ones in oils, they only take like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It bothers me when they don't look good.
I know. So Eve says, yeah, the owl looks amazing already. I agree.
Let's see here. We got a little going this way. Does the black and white photo or the color photo give you guys a better idea of where I'm trying to go? I use the black and white because it may look like white in the photo, but most of it is not. And since these aren't, the feathers on top of the head are not very defined because they are short feathers. It's really just a matter of moving your pen around and just kind of scrumbling a little bit.
And as far as like calling it study, Grace says that's a good trick. I also do that.
Yay, I'm not the only one. Oh, so what I was saying is, in theory, after I'm done burning this, I have some Brusho, and I'm wanting to do a strip of purple that fades off into the background in the back. So with the yellow eyes, it'll really pop. That is my goal. And with that, I can find out what I think of the Brusho as well.
Oh, okay. Eve says it's pretty neutral colored, even in the colored picture. I agree. Like, it's like with a lot of reference photos and you get a lot of different colors, it's hard to, sometimes you need to do black and white because it's easier. But with this one, he's so close to the actual color of the burn. It's not a stretch, I would think.
No, it's not quite a stretch as other pieces can be.
Philip says black and white helps me more often than not.
I feel.
And Kathy
Switch it over.
says, ooh, adding brusho. I want to see that.
We'll have to do that on a live. You know what? I'm just going to commit myself that this will have brush show. And if it's okay, it's okay. And if it's not, well, we learned that maybe brush show wasn't the best idea for it.
Well, what's brusho?
It is that pigment, or I'm sorry, that dye, those little bottles I showed you where if you put it on wet paper and you drop the brush show in, just the powder, all the colors separate.
Oh, okay.
All the colors that make up that particular color in the jar separates.
Rebel says, I did nail the other day. You inspired me.
Awesome. We do have a Facebook group. I would love to see your art. All right, I am going to bump up the heat. I'm going up to 4.5 because this area of the horn, yeah, I think that's a horn, because other owls that aren't called the great horned owl don't have pigtails. Doesn't it look like short pigtails?
It kind of does.
Okay, so I bumped up to 4.5, and this area is darker. And because they are still feathers, you can see some of the separation. And right now I'm just using the edge of the spear shader, not the flat part. And because I lifted it, it's going to get hotter. It's going to go back to what the setting is. And we do want to go in the direction of these thin feathers. They almost look like fur.
Yeah, they are pretty fine. Lisa says, you make the squillies look really easy, but they're not, so I need practice with them too.
Oh, you can do the squigglies. They're fun. They also feel like less work. Alright, so
Philip says his landmarks seem to turn into landmines.
Aww. Well,
Rebel asks, how do I send you pictures?
on the Facebook group.
And you just upload them, just like anything
Yep,
else on
just
Facebook.
just post them on Facebook in the group. The link's down in the description. And just post them up there and I'll see them. Okay, these are finer and lighter, so I'm not going to touch down on those right this second. I'm going to come over here and darken this, and then I'm going to need to erase some. Go. Now we've got fine hairs that stick up in this area of the horn, so we're going to have to negative burn to really pop those out because they are lighter feathers. Let's see if that helps.
Oh, Rebel's not on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Tag. Are you on Instagram? Oh, I'm so bad at Instagram. Our Instagram is also down in the description. Jason's work is there too. So you can see some of his paintings that you have not uploaded in a while.
No, I haven't.
Bad hubby.
I know.
You need to start uploading more. Alright. These can still go darker. But for now, I'm going to leave them.
Rebel does not have Instagram.
Okay.
I will be right back. I try and hurry.
You're leaving me?
Just for a minute.
Oh. And then I gotta remember to look at chat.
Well,
because I'm bad about that when you leave.
Once Bernadette gets here, then I can leave.
But he'll be leaving with you.
No, she's real.
He's not real. Alright, so.
I am too real. See?
There you go, Grace. It was only a matter of time. Let's see here. So this horn, I have it mislaid out. But I think it's going to be okay. I'll just go lighter in this area. And it goes down. I need to update our website. We have a new one that I'm working on. And then Rebel, you can send it through our website. I don't know. Does anybody know if you have to have a Facebook account in order to send direct messages to a business page? Let's get some of these in here. Trying to burn around them a little bit. And I went a little too dark, but that's okay. Let's get some of this out. Alright. I did lose some of my pencil line here. So what I'm going to do is lower my temperature. And because we do still have, I lowered back to 3.5. And I'm just going to bump up to where my line goes. I'm not burning this line in. I'm just going to go up to it. And what I could do is make sure that when I add color, that I bump the color up to this, and then it'll pop out the white even more. So at 3.5, we'll put a little bit more of this in. And I'm trying to stay just in this area. Let's see here. Feels weird not having Jason in here. I've gotten so used to it. So I'm just doing really light, hardly touching. I missed Gareth's question, and I'm guessing it's about a wood burner. Let's go down. The link in the description doesn't work? Oh boy, I'm sorry. I'll fix that. Yes, the Optima, which is the one I'm using now, is the one I highly recommend. And Pat does ship international. I haven't used the Peter Childs, which is what's available over in the UK, and I think there's one other. I haven't used those. But I will say, I don't think you would be unhappy with this Optima. In fact, looking at the pens, these are definitely better pens than the Peter Childs. The tips are more sturdy. Let's see here. This goes up. So we'll do some negative burn. The negative burn will make the lighter areas pop out more. And that helps with your contrast. And now I'm just using the flat part of the shader to squiggle in some feather detail. On the head, these are definitely more about shapes versus exact lines. And again, some of these are going to be darkened up. He just left for a moment, Beetle. Hi, Beetle. I don't know where he went. But he left me. I don't know if he's got a plan up his sleeve or what. Okay, so I'm just trying to get some of the darker areas in, following the direction of the feathers. I'm not touching down for too long before I'm moving again. Let's see here. Now we're at the top of the head. There is some burning up there. I'm going to pull down so that I'm not doing a line. I am touching the top, but it doesn't look like I'm outlining it. If you have to outline it, because either you're new to burning and you don't feel comfortable without outlining, the best thing to do is to go as light as possible on that outline so that you can erase the pencil lines and blend in that outline. Sometimes it takes time to get used to not outlining. I outlined, I think my last piece that I outlined was my last owl. I should have popped a picture up of that. And you can see my outlines on it, on like the bottom feathers. But after that, I just stopped doing it. There are some areas that it looks like I'm outlining, but that has more to do with just trying to create my shadows. Alright, now we do have, so what I'm going to go in now and do, I think, is I'm going to darken up some of these so that the medium tone ones don't blend in as much. Let's see here. So with that, I am going to raise the heat again. And because I've already burned on the paper, it's going to take a little higher heat setting to darken it. Oh, we do have a visitor. Jason's army brother Troy is here, and I'm wondering if he went to go check on him. He's playing a video game. Hi, Kim. Alright. I'm just trying to get some more lines in here to fill him in. Let's see, this goes all the way up. So let's get that in there. If I have to scratch out a little bit of white because I went too far, I think that'll be okay. If I add any kind of media for the white, it turns it into a mixed media piece, which it's already going to have color, so it will already be mixed media.
Sorry about that.
You left me.
I had an emergency.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, Mexican food.
Oh. Beetle was asking about you.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get in. These are really close together.
Let's see. What did I miss? Have you been in chat? Because it looks like we have some new people.
I've glanced up once or twice, but I've tried to keep burning and talking.
Okay, let me get back here.
Hopefully it wasn't rambling.
Let's see. There. Okay. Grace said, "All right, everyone, party in the chat while Jason's away."
That must have been what they were doing. Let's see here. Make sure. Ooh, am I getting off screen?
Sheila. Oh no, Sheila was already in chat. Beetle is here.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew that. Andrea has a question.
Yes, please.
Do you use masking fluid over your burnings when adding color?
I have not tried that yet, and if you don't have a very good masking fluid, I could see it pulling the burning off. So I would test on like like on your test strip for burning. I'd burn some lines of different tonal value and put some masking fluid on that first.
Yeah.
Before applying any masking fluid to your burning. I mean, it's doable, but I would be careful and test first. You worked hard on creating it. If you're like me, you would cry after sending a bunch of cuss words to this universe up in space to float forever.
I'm sure the astronauts could hear you.
I'm sure they could. And I don't want that to happen to anybody else.
Oh, Beetle asked where I was, and Grace says, "Shush, Beetle, you'll summon him."
Well, he's back.
It's not me you gotta worry about summoning.
No? Oh.
Yeah. Kim Seal, I don't know how that's pronounced, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but Kim says, "Hello, everyone, my first live."
Thank you for joining us, Kim. Let's see here. Those are later. Oops, now I'm off on there, right? Let's go back to the head, since I know I can.
Philip Kabaki says, watching your pen movement, it seems more of a circular motion than back and forth. Is that right, or both?
It's both. When I am burning a gradient, I tend to burn in very small circles, just very similar to if I was doing colored pencil. For this, I'm just kind of bouncing up. Well, yeah, I'm bouncing more up and down. But I've gotten so used to it, so it's very possible that I'm going in circles too, that I just haven't noticed. Let's see here. I've got a dark right here.
Kim says, this is fascinating.
Thank you, Kim.
Kathy says his head is really starting to look fluffy, just like the picture.
And see, that's what I really want is the fluffiness. And if I outline each of these areas, that outline is going to make it look stringy. And these are soft feathers. So we don't want stringy. We don't want coarse, which is also why I'm not using the coarse hair pen. But right now he's kind of blending, all these are blending in. And so I'm about to bump up my heat and start doing an overall burn because he does have shape over his eyes that comes in above the beak. And so we need to capture that.
April G says, hi guys, I'm curious, what do you use to seal the wood burning on basswood when you're done?
Hi April. If it has no color, I just use 3 to 4 coats of brush-on polyurethane. I use the water base, mainly for cleanup. And if you're using color on your burnings, I suggest doing 2 thin coats, 2 to 3 thin coats of polyurethane spray. Words are not working right now. To seal in the color first, because things like colored pencil will smear if you try to brush on a sealant. It activates the colored pencil. I've done it and freaked out because I didn't expect it to happen. And then I brush on a couple more coats, sanding in between until my last coat with the 1200 grit sandpaper, just to knock any bubbles out and smooth it. Takes me about 2 days to seal a piece because of the wait times in between. Alright. So this kind of goes, our feathers are going in that direction, so we need to make sure to have them. Let's see here.
So Kim's last name is pronounced seal, like the sea animal, seal.
Oh, like moon.
Yeah, like moon, which we haven't heard. But, well, Trey's out there, so.
Oh, that's true. She won't.
Yeah.
Well, unless she wants a treat.
Yeah.
All right. Some of the white hairs have some light hitting it above the beak. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those for now. I'll adjust if I need to later. But there's definitely a lot more dark in here that I need to build up. Get everything in the right spot.
Oh, let's see.
Let's see here. We got that. That comes
Grace
down.
asked what's on the menu today, but I'll wait till she actually left to get some tea, so I'll wait till she gets back.
You already ate.
Yeah, I know. But I can tell her how awesome it was.
I don't even know what you had. So I'll have to wait with Grace. Alright, so it is recovering. I haven't bumped my heat up yet, but I am lifting my tip for longer, so the heat's recovering more. These should be longer feathers, kind of like at the bottom. And I have to remember also, my reference photo is bigger than my actual burning. And so your brain, you have to train your brain to shrink things down as you're looking at your reference photo, or you're going to have your proportions be off, and then it's going to drive you nuts.
Train your brain.
Train your brain.
That's catchy. Philip says, thanks for talking about the ceiling. I was wondering about that. And
I need to do a video on it.
Yeah, the work looks so much different when it's sealed too.
It does. Yeah. Now for watercolor burnings, like the paper burnings, you don't have to seal. I matte and put behind glass. But because this one is going to have brusho on it, I do actually have to seal the piece with UV spray fixative, because the brusho is dye based and is not light fast, and it will fade. So even if it's behind glass, it will fade. So once everything's dried and ready to go, this will have a UV spray protectant put on it.
Okay.
I do need to test to see how well the UV spray works on wood, because brusho can be used on wood, and I still need to test all that. And some inks, like the memory inks that I did a review on, some of them, especially the dye-based, are not light fast, and they will fade, and they'll fade rather quickly.
Yeah, April G says a video would be great on the sealing process. I've read so many mixed reviews.
Oh yeah?
But you know what though? I think that's good. This is one thing that's good about you, because you do your research. And when I say Valarie does her research, I mean she does her research. Like,
drive you nuts.
Yeah, it's like a for, you know, researching for a dissertation or something. So you know when Valarie says something that has been researched thoroughly and tested thoroughly as well, most likely. So.
Well, I want to know what's going to happen. I don't want, depending on the size, I don't want somebody to buy my piece and spend hundreds to thousands of dollars on a piece only to have it fade in less than a year. That I would be so embarrassed if that happened. And stuff will fade on wood as well. So it's just, if you don't know what the light fastness of your color media that you're using, if you're not sure, because stains fade too. Even wood stains fade. Seal it. Now I do know that there is some outdoor varnish for wood, and unless it specifically says can be used indoor, I wouldn't use that unless you're going to take your piece and sit it out in the sun for quite a while, because that sealant that has the UV stuff in it for outdoors needs to be activated by the sun. And if you don't do that, your piece will turn yellow. But I have recently seen that there is some varnish that says indoor-outdoor use, and I need to test those as well.
Yeah, Kathy says that you're like a scientist.
No. Oh, no. Yes.
You're not?
No.
Then what's the test strip that's on our living room window?
Oh, that's just to see how light fast the Mission Gold Opera Pink is. That's all.
Which is experiment. Science.
I'm just checking because somebody said that it was light fast, and even though it's got a 2-star rating, that 2 stars for Mission Gold is not light fast. And that's a whole another topic on color media and light fastness, and yeah. I know that the Prismacolor pencils, which are really good for coloring wood burnings, they have quite a few colors, especially in the pink, red, and purple range of those pencils, of which I have myself, that are not light fast. And so, again, that goes back to sealing to protect that color. Let's see here.
So, Rebel asks, are you always live on Wednesdays?
I am.
At this time.
Well, we might... Oh, thank you for asking that, Rebel. I need to look at your school schedule. Because school starts next week for you. And you have class Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday in the morning. And I think you won't get home until after 11:30. Yeah. So we actually might have to change the time for the live until May. I might have to... I will keep it on Wednesday because I was thinking about this. And I know we have people like Andrew in the UK and Eve's up in Canada, and just trying to get everybody's schedule. I think we'll push back live to 12:30. I think that will cover us.
Okay.
So starting next week through May, live will start at 12:30.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say that now. And hopefully you'll be home by then.
Hopefully I will.
It kind of suck if you're driving at that time.
Well, Grace is back with some pomegranate and green tea. Is that a pomegranate and also some green tea, or is it a green tea that has pomegranate?
I'm going to go with the second.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to get these lines in here. There's so many little patterns.
Rebel's also in Canada, apparently.
Aha. Well, welcome. Let's see here. Got to get that direction going.
Philip Kabaki says you're a walking plethora of knowledge in the best way, I do mean.
Oh, thank you, Philip.
So, Grace, to answer your question, I was eating leftovers from the other night. I made a chicken broccoli stir fry over rice.
Oh, is that what you were eating? See, I had to wait and find out what he was eating. I didn't even know. Alright.
I have to keep my distance when I'm burning in case I throw food into your... Can't accidentally throw rice into your burning or something. So.
No. Okay, some of this area here, because of the pattern of the feathers, it actually looks like dots. So with this tip, I can very carefully just tap it to get that texture. I do have 2 new ball tips for the Optima. Why did I say Ultima? It's not a car. I'm driving a car. For the Optima. And I will show those when we do the giveaway. That way, if people, whoever the winner is, wants to choose, they can see at least what pins I have, and they can decide from there.
Angela says, I need some tea. She's been sick for 9 days.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Angie.
Makes me nice and chat. Where's Paul?
Paul had some stuff going on, and I don't know if that stuff has continued. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. So, Paul, if you are watching, we send you the most positive, healing, healthy vibes that we can. I have been trying to get a hold of him, and Facebook doesn't seem to be letting me. So, all right. How much more wiggle do we
Grace
have?
is thinking about making carrot and tahini soup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does.
Alright, you know what? I think we can go ahead actually and switch over to one of the new ball tips. Let's see. Now you're going to see a different colored handpiece, and that is because Pat is still trying to get his order fixed. So right now he is shipping with black foam instead of the teal. It's a little bit longer, but it is still Optima. And he is trying to get the teal hand pieces because that's what everybody knows Optima by.
So, since you switched to the ball, are you going to have to change a heat?
This is the smaller ball tip. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 3.5 for now and see what it does. It's going to take a couple of seconds longer to heat up, but these do heat up the quickest. Alright. Yep, see, we're already hot. And no, I'm not having to adjust my heat because it's burning the same as the spear shader did. So this is actually would have been a better choice for some of our squiggles. So let's get those darker ones in. I don't care if they skip. I don't care in this particular case if there's the dreaded blob. The blob just works into.
Well, Clarice K.
Hey, Clarice.
K is here. It says, hi, Valarie and hubby. Sorry, I can't remember your name. That's okay. I'm just hubcap.
You are not just hubcap. You're Jason. You're hubby. You're my love. Yeah, you got quiet on that. So you got quiet on that.
Well, I love you too.
Did I embarrass you?
No.
Good.
No, I was thinking of something else and my brain stopped.
I hate when that happens, when your brain just like hits the wall and it isn't going any further. So let's get these darker areas in. And it's going to be these darks that help tell us how everything else is going to be tonal wise.
Philip is asking if that's the smallest or the smaller of the two ball tips he makes.
This is the smallest. This is the largest. Yes.
Okay. So Clarice says, hi, Jason. Well, hello, Clarice.
All right, here we go.
Angel says, Val and Jason sitting in the tree.
K-I-S this I-N-G. All right, we got the small ball tip on the left, medium in the middle, and the small is still on, so I'm trying to be careful and not touch myself.
Chat's staying the rest of the rhyme.
And the large ball tip on the right.
Ah.
But since this one's on, I'm trying not to burn myself. We don't want that. Or I should say, I don't want that. And actually, this is burning hotter. The small ball tip is burning hotter than the spear shader did. I just got these last week, and I have not actually played with the ball tip yet.
Clarice is wanting to know where you get your reference photos. And Owl's her favorite animal.
This reference photo I actually took at Arizona in July. So this one would be mine. It was after a birds of prey show, wildlife show. And they had him, George, out to see the peoples. So I was able to get up close. And in fact, I don't have it in the photo, but in some of the photos that I took of George, you can see me taking the photo.
Oh, in his eyes?
In his eyes, yep. In his eyes.
Philip says thank you for talking about the ball tips.
No problem. Ball tips are one of my favorite. It feels very similar to just drawing with a pen. I think these are the easiest ones to help transfer over into burning because most people are already used to using ballpoint pens since they were kids. These are what I use to sign my art. I know that there's writing tips or what they call writing nibs. I don't use those. They can be good for calligraphy, but I don't really do calligraphy. Let's see, what time are we at? Oh, okay. We can start discussing the giveaway. Now, I added everybody's name to the list who got in before 10:30 on the GoFundMe.
One point up here, chat said that we had met our goal.
We met our goal? Really?
But I don't know.
Oh, shoot. Okay. If you guys can give me a minute, I'm going to pull... I have to use the tablet to do it. Because I don't have... Turn that off. Can I borrow the tablet? I'm not going to close that out. I just need to see the GoFundMe. And...
Yes, great. In his eyes. That's definitely a Peter Gabriel moment.
Let's see here.
We can get Bernadette to sing it for you.
Oh, wow. Did he do it? I think he did. We did make it.
We made our goal. That's awesome. And Lisa's in chat, so...
Let me back this out. And let me take this off. I'm going to take the owl down for a minute. All right. Hopefully this shows. We officially made the $250 goal.
That's awesome. So what does that mean?
Lisa and Brittany get new wood burners.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. Didn't expect to get teary-eyed. And thank you, Tony and Eve. Let me add Eve's name to our special thanks. And Tony, he added another $15. I am just... I am so thankful for you guys. Let me get this in here. Now, Eve, I know you don't have a burner, but thank you. These are all the wonderful people who donated for Lisa.
Eve says Bernadette should announce the winner.
Okay. You know what? I'm okay with that.
I'm not sure Grace will be okay with that.
Trying to get the text smaller so we can...
Angel says, I missed the whole GoFundMe thing. What happened?
Oh, I can't get this to do what I want.
Rob 2259100 says hi to Val.
Hi, Rob.
Oh, Say Rob from Sheldene's Hut.
Yeah.
Should have read the whole thing there, Rob. Sorry. Rob from Sheldene's Live says, hi.
Okay, so let's do this giveaway. Now, the giveaway was for, as long as you're subscribed to the channel and did a $5 more donation to the GoFundMe link down in the description for Lisa and Brittany to get new wood burners to replace the ones that were stolen from their home about 3 months ago. And Pat, the maker of Optima, had announced that he will match the $250 in equipment, so they can get 2 burners and a whole bunch of pins, or they could just get a whole bunch of pins or videos, all kinds of stuff. We'll have to talk to Lisa and Brittany and see what they're looking at getting. And in exchange for that, I was giving away a Optima pin of the winner's choosing. If you want me to suggest a pin, I'm happy to do so. But if there's a pin that you don't have and you want to try out, this is a great time for the winner to do it. Right now, the pins will come with the black foam, and I will have them sent from Pat. So, these are the pins I have. So I have the Corsair 18, the large 18 shader, the 3 ball tips. He has 4. I have 3 of them. The number 12 round skew, and the number, I went blank on the number. 18 medium. This is the medium version of this. So anyway, let's get on to our roulette wheel. Let's see here. Make sure you guys can see. I might actually have to brighten my screen a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. So this program, this app, puts everybody's name on here. Though everybody's name is on here twice. So you get 2 chances to win. And here we go.
Exciting stuff.
Podge!
Outstanding.
Yay, Grandpa Podge.
Grandpa Podge.
Kevin, you are our winner. Send me a message through Facebook so I can get your address and give your information over to Pat at Optima and have that sent out to you. Oh, I do want to also say thank you to Jason's army buddy.
You spun it again?
No.
Oh, when you put it away, you spun it. It came up Podge again.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to thank Jason's army buddy, Troy Rutz. He donated $20 for the pin for the giveaway. So I've been holding on to this. He's here visiting and he wanted to help out. So the pin is being donated by Troy for the giveaway. Do we still have... Did Podge come in today? I thought
Podge is here.
Yeah, he's here. Is he here?
He hasn't responded.
He may have had to go to work or something.
He didn't say that, though. He should be in chat. Yeah, he was here just a moment ago. 5 minutes ago. He's still here.
Oh, okay. Well, if not, I can always contact him.
Yep, he says, I can't believe it. I
Yay.
never win anything.
Oh, look at that.
Well, that's changed today.
It has. Podge, do you have an idea of what kind of pin tip, the fixed tip pin that you would like? And while we're doing that, I have turned the small ball tip back on. And I'm just going to keep squiggling in some of these darks. The biggest thing is having patience and taking time. I could...
Angel says you're blind. Me.
Oh.
Jason, you'd be blind. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. You're getting old. So, let's see here. Let's do this. I could just do a more stylized version of the owl and have it where these are more connected and less detailed. But that's not my style of work.
No.
But you can do that if you want.
That is 100% not your style of work.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You do you. And your art will always come out better than you think. Because you put a piece of yourself into it and you're honest in doing it. So it may not be the perfect lines that you want, but it'll always come out.
Podge says he thinks the M18 Spear Shader.
Okay, medium or large? The one I've been using, because that's the medium. And what base are you going to be using it on? In fact, I can turn this down just a little bit. Pat is the original designer of ball tips and how he connects them to the wire makes them heat up quicker and heat up at lower temperatures. So I did lower it a little bit. Make sure I'm still on. In fact, I could probably zoom in a little bit maybe. I don't know. Yay, we made our goal. I am so happy for you, Lisa. Lisa can get back to burning. I know how hard it is. There's days that I can't burn, whether it's because I'm having to take care of the admin side of things or I'm not feeling good. And I get cranky when I can't burn.
What? Anyhow.
Yeah, you might want to skip over that.
Lisa says it's been really hard to lose everything because the burners were her escape and going back to Walnut Hollow was really hard. So, I understand that.
Well, hopefully, Pat is having to do some things in regards to the burners because of suppliers. So hopefully...
Pod says, as regards to the shader, the one you're using most.
Okay.
He says, I have a Coalwood Super Pro 2.
Okay. So you don't need a special cord. You should... The only thing that you'll have to keep in mind is to turn down the Coalwood one heat setting for the temperature color that you want. Because the Coalwood heats the tips up more. So it's just a matter of lowering your setting a little bit, and it's all good.
Now, will that be Podge's first Optima pen?
I believe so.
That'd be interesting to see. I'd really like to hear feedback on how you like the pen.
Yeah. Oh, Philip is Philip still in? Philip is using the Corsair Optima pen on his Coalwood.
Yeah, he was in.
So if he's still in, if he can let Podge know what he's found. That would be cool. Alright, so again, I'm just doing squiggles. These are smaller feathers, so they don't need long strokes. Long strokes would kind of throw them off a little bit.
Lisa says, I hope everyone knows I'm so grateful and not used to receiving. Please know how blessed I feel to be a part of this group. You know, there's a lot of bad in the world, but we've got a really good community.
We do.
The best people are Toasties.
Yes, they are.
Even Bernadette.
Oh boy. Yeah, Grace, you did that. You did that.
I mentioned Bernadette enough, and she will appear like Beetlejuice.
Did you do it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were putting your hand in.
No, I'm.
As you were saying that. It's like, what? I know you got the googly eyes for. Alright. So I will just keep building this up. There is going to be more shading because this area is too light. But I'm not going to do that with the ball tip because then it'll be a little more streaky. For these smaller feathers, this really works.
Heather Cat Lady is here. Says hello.
Hi, Heather.
Grace says, even her.
Even her.
And Kathy Whitney agrees this community is the best. I think so.
I do too. And Eve is now starting to do watercolor lives on Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you're in chat and you haven't subscribed to Eve, he also does awesome art supply reviews, especially in regards to watercolors. I would definitely check her out and show her some love because she is in every week modding for us.
I watched Steve's her watercolors of galaxies, and that was what inspired me to do those when we were doing our Sunday painting dates.
Yep.
That was I did some watercolor galaxies.
You did.
She made it look so easy.
Because that's what Eve does. She makes it look easy. So I will be in on Saturdays with Eve. So will Grace. Grace is also one of her mods. You guys are so awesome. I was... yeah. And Tony, thank you so much. He threw in an extra... He already had donated twice. And then he surprised me with a third one. And since I was live, I didn't get the notification.
No, if Chad hadn't let us know.
I know.
If I hadn't been doing my job and looking back through chat, because I'm a pretty big deal. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. So I can start darkening this area. I had not gone full, and I still won't. I would have to bump up my heat some more. But I do want to darken it a little bit. So that, because they interact, all these areas interact together. And when I darken one area, in order to keep that balance, I need to darken another area, which is why you guys see me bouncing around so much, is trying to keep that balance. And not only that, I see something, because I've been working in this area for a while. If I glance over, I see something in this area that I don't want to forget to fix. And so I head over in that direction.
I didn't know you were bouncing around. Looks like you're just sitting there.
And here we go. We don't have her on screen, but she's here.
Just for you, Grace.
And of the drawing that I showed at the beginning of the live, I am going to do a t-shirt. And I don't think I'm going to alter your drawing. Other than maybe to add some lettering.
That's a photo, you know.
Is that a portrait? Oh boy. Oh boy. I have a feeling you're going to birth Bernadette later on today.
That doesn't sound good.
You are her maker. Yeah, this area, because I'm using a small ball tip, I'm going to hold off because I am getting a little bit of pitting, and that's going to happen, but it's just going to be a matter of switching pens real quick, and that'll be resolved. You know, I'm going to go through and try to darken some of this area real quick before we finish up for the day. And that way, hopefully it'll have a little bit more dimension. Stay. Alright. So I'm back to the spear. It helps if I turn it on. The pens do work better if you have them turned on.
That's good for practice, though.
Well, you can use a turned off tip very lightly to... There we go.
Rebel Man says, watching you, I realize I go too fast.
And I think that's another big thing, is just taking your time. There's times I want to go fast, but I can't Ricky Bobby it. You like how I did that?
Yeah, unlike your driving.
Hey, I drive good.
Yeah. If you're not first, you're last.
But in this case, there is no race. So taking your time and just paying attention to where things are and getting that contrast will really help improve. What?
Autocorrect.
Oh.
Eve said Val has the patience on a monk, but she meant to say of. She corrected.
Only when it comes to burning, and sometimes even I don't. Sometimes I just want to be done. I've been working on a piece for so long. Like this one, I was looking at the time of how many lives I've done with this one. Mm-hmm. And I've already spent over 5 hours on it. And this is all I've got. Or I can say, and this is what I have.
Lisa just woke up her daughter and she doesn't believe me. That's what Lisa says.
Brittany, it's happening. New burners for you guys. I will call Pat as soon as we get off from here and let him know. And now we will be on Pat's timetable.
Finally snowed.
Yes.
Did you tell Chad?
I didn't.
Yeah, it finally snowed here.
Not a big snow, but,
no, but the trees
snow.
Are white.
Yeah.
I know that was random. I just happened to look outside.
The snow's falling off the trees. We got a very wet snow. And only got a couple of inches, but it's better than none. Alright, so let's get... I'm not hitting it everywhere, and because this is cold pressed watercolor paper, there's going to be valleys, so it's not going to be an absolute smooth burn. So let's get that in here. Let's see here, we need some darker down in here. Because I've darkened this, I can tell there's areas here that I need more shading in. And I think I'm actually going to bump up the heat to 4. I'm going to have to be careful because at 4 it's going to burn darker. But all I'm trying to do is skim over some of these parts. Oh, and Podge, when you get your pen, if you are used to using sandpaper to clean your tips, I highly recommend you don't do that with the Optima pens. They don't have as much of a problem of carbon sticking to them.
They come polished.
They come polished, and you will ruin the polish on the pen if you use sandpaper. And anybody just in general, if you're using sandpaper, of which, again, I did for many years because I read in books, or one book, and whatnot. I was told by somebody else to use sandpaper to clean my tips, and I actually ruined that tip. It took me 5-6 years to ruin the tip, but I did ruin the tip. It's just not worth it. I have a link down in the description for aluminum oxide and a strop. That is the best way to polish your tips. Let's see here. We got a little line that goes down. I have to be careful because the heel of my pen, or the tip, is touching above where I want.
Yep, fill up says use a leather strop and compound. That's the aluminum oxide and the strop. That's what you just said, right?
Yep.
The tip of the spear shader looks like an iron.
It does.
Like a clothes iron.
A little bit. And it kind of acts like that too.
Can you imagine if you ironed a shirt with your burner? Like, oh no, I don't have my iron. It's broken. But I do have these spirit burners. I'll just iron my shirt.
Yeah, I know this gets hotter than an iron.
6 hours later.
Oh gosh, in the same area?
Well,
yeah.
You'd have to turn it way down. Otherwise, it would just make little
burn marks
all the way through it.
Yep, it will burn it. Let's see here. Alright, I'm just trying to get, because part of the area is back. Like right here, the head comes up. And so there's a shadow that's created on the back side.
Rebel is asking two things here.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel's asking where does he get aluminum oxide in a straw? And Lisa is asking, Val, is the back of a belt the same as a straw?
As long as the belt is leather and you rough it up. I don't have mine rough, but this is one of your old leather belts.
Yep.
That I cut and glued down to a board. Let me see here.
And Podge is using straw and oxide.
Okay.
He's already on it.
There you go. And then this is tape. Don't need you. And this is the strop that I'm using. It's already got aluminum oxide on it. The powder goes a long way. And you just take the aluminum oxide, put it on the strop, and then rub your pen in the direction of the angle of your tip. And it polishes it up. And I only have to do it maybe, unless I'm doing heavy burning, I only have to clean my tips maybe twice a year. If I do heavier burning, it might be 3 or 4 times a year, but in general, it's about twice a year. Let's see here. And with watercolor paper, it might need to be done a little bit more because it helps if I'm on screen.
Philip has to go. He says, gotta run. Thanks for another great video.
Thanks, Philip. Thank you so much for donating to the GoFundMe. I so appreciate it. You're awesome.
Are we going to 12:30 then, or are you going to complete whatever you're going to complete?
I think we can go to 12:30.
Okay.
Because I know there's so many other things going on. So I do have this set on 4, but I'm just using the tip end versus the hole of the pen to get into smaller areas and just lightly graze over it. And just moving quickly. And in this particular case, I am going in circles because I'm just trying to hit part of the paper, not all of it. There's a line here. So let's get that in there. And so the head is round. So we've got different planes. This area looks like it has a little bit more light hitting it, and then it goes back. And I am hitting my scratch piece of paper just to knock down the heat for a second so I can touch it down again without burning too hot. Pen control is definitely helpful to get that burn that you're looking for. I've seen a lot of people, and everybody burns differently, and if it gets you the results you want, you're not doing anything wrong. There's some people that just burn in one direction, come back, burn in one direction, and that can be useful on some gradients, but for me, and I don't know if it's because I was doing colored pencil and graphite before I started burning, if the circles and just going just stuck with me. But I do have a better time controlling my heat that way. It just works better for me. Darn air brakes.
Well, Podge says it'll be nice not to have to polish Optima pen like he's had to do with the Colwood pens.
Yeah, unfortunately, unless you purchase most of their tips are not polished unless you pay the extra $3 to do it. There's a couple that come polished, but in general, they don't. And for a fixed tip pen to come in, granted, Optima only comes in fixed tip, and Colwood does both. In general, the Colwood and the Optima fixed tip pens cost the same, but to have it not come polished is a surprise. You can polish them yourself, but you risk messing up your tip, messing up the angle of your tip. And you just paid good money for that tip. You don't want to mess it up. And I will say that the Optima pens feel better in your hand. At least they do for me. I still use my Colwood, but it is not used as much anymore. That has gone to the Optima. Let's see here. We have some here. Well, we got a little bit more of his head in.
So what are you going to be doing next week?
I was just going to ask if everybody wants me to continue with the owl. I did create an owl playlist. We can keep working on this, but it doesn't have to be like every week. It's going to take some more time for me to... Unless people want me to work on it like 3/4 of the way and then come back next live and finish it up, or next live add some color. We can do hopefully it would be next week. If not, it would be the week after. I have so much to get done. 2 weeks. I can color this, I say, in 2 weeks. I still have 2 collaborations to finish. That should have been finished months ago. So let's see what everybody else wants. I had forgot to ask last week. That's why I just picked up the owl again. Let's see what everybody else says. Let's see here. See, on camera, to me, he looks good on camera.
That's because you're seeing it
through
different eyes.
I know.
You're seeing it through the objectivity of technology.
Let's see here. He still needs...
Lisa says he looks awesome. I agree,
well,
Lisa.
thank you, Lisa. Let's see here. Trying to get a good picture of him. There we go. He definitely still needs more shading in here. It's got some up here. But I don't think I have to get too perfectionist on this part. I just want to make it feel like it's more than a drawing.
Well, I think you're there already. Angel's asking, where's the live tomorrow?
I have the link down in the description for the live tomorrow over at Sheldene's page, Sheldene Fine Art. And the link I have in the description is the actual link to the live. And that starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. Arizona Mountain Time. Arizona/Mountain Standard Time.
So, chat's saying owl, that they'd like to see the owl. And Heather says, I'll let you know. Let you decide what you want to work on. Andrew's setting his alarm clock for tomorrow night's live lesson, TikTok.
Hopefully, I was happy to find out it wasn't too crazy late for Andrew. Oh, yeah, Grace is talking about animals. No,
right,
pets.
She's playing with her cat. Well, no, she's not playing with the cat. Her cat's gone crazy.
Ah, okay.
Apparently, Grace and the cat chase each other around the house.
Okay, Ray says more owl. Okay.
I'd like to see the owl.
You like to see the owl?
Yep.
Yeah, on screen, he's looking pretty good. Up close, I can see issues. And that's normal for everybody. Beetle wants owl. Alright, so we will just continue with the owl. I gotta think of something else to title the live for next week. I'm running out of things to title it. And make sure it's not like clickbait. So, what should next week's live be? Anyway, so we will do the owl again next week. Again, I want to thank all the wonderful people on the screen who were able to donate to help Lisa and Brittany have new burners to replace their stolen ones. I appreciate all of you, whether you could have donated or not. You are all wonderful, and I appreciate your support. And don't forget, if you haven't checked out Marty's channel, go show Marty some love. His link's down in the description. And if we happen to go over on the 250, I will donate the money or something to another charity, or depending on how much it is, maybe help another person out. I would love to do that.
Leaf's channel too.
Yes, please go love on Eve too. Eve donated as well, and she does wonderful watercolors and art supply reviews as well. And the live again with Sheldene. I'm showing her how to use her wood burner for the first time, and we're doing a flower on watercolor paper. And the link again is in the description for that.
When you read chat, so many owl puns. So many.
So many owl puns. Okay, and Lisa, I want to say that Lisa is in chat, and to those watching on a replay, Lisa is thanking all of you so very much from the bottom of her heart. They sincerely appreciate all of the wonderful support that you have given them. And I will make sure that Lisa posts some pictures over on the Facebook group to show everybody once they get their burners. So I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, 4 p.m. over on Sheldene's channel. And if you're on the other side of the world, that is Friday morning for you in Australia. Thank you, everybody, and congrats to you, Podge. I will get that pin out to you as soon as I can. Happy burning, guys.
And have a burnerific day.
Thank you. Bye.